Oh, hello there. My name's Jack. I see the look on your face. You want to learn about Filipino family values. You might be thinking to yourself, oh, Jack, I wish I knew more about the Philippines and Filipino family values. If only there was some strong, young, handsome, non-Filipino man who was an expert on such a topic. Well, good news. After 6 Google searches and 1 conversation with my Filipino girlfriend, I can safely say that I am prepared to dish out all the hottest, piping hot knowledge you can take. But before we can talk about family values, maybe we should go back to the beginning and talk about how families get started, shall we? Every good family, and every bad one, mind you, starts with a date. In the Philippines, dating is much different than it is here in the States. While Americans are fine with hookups and accelerated relationships, Filipino relationships generally begin with a very lengthy courtship period called tuksahan long, or just teasing, which can last several months or even years. In a heterosexual relationship, the man is usually the first to express his feelings for the woman, while the woman tends to hide her true feelings by sidestepping his advances. This expression of disinterest by the woman is called pakipot. You think your crush is playing hard to get? You ain't seen nothing yet, pal. Once a man and a woman are officially a couple, the two are expected to be very discreet about their relationship when in public. It's not until the tradition of pamamanhikan, or going up the stairs, where the man and the woman's families first meet and the couple gets engaged, that the relationship truly becomes public knowledge. It's also worth noting that, since 2011, Filipino couples are no longer legally allowed to get a divorce, even if they live in another country. This is partly due to 80% of the country's population being Catholic, and thus sharing similar views about the sanctity of marriage. Speaking of Catholic worldviews, maybe it's time we talked about filial piety in the Philippines. This is Krishna, and I am Jack. For the sake of this video, Krishna and I are a married couple. This is Felipe. Felipe is a good boy by anyone's standards, but there are several implicit norms present in Filipino culture that keep his behavior in check. For instance, Filipino children are expected to obey their parents' orders even when the child becomes an adult. While Western parent-child relationships tend to drift more towards a friendship dynamic as the child gets older, Filipino children are subjected to a much more static hierarchy of authority. This reverence is due in part to the collectivistic worldview held by most East Asian cultures, whereby the needs of the family and society supersede the needs of the individual.
So I call my mom Nanay or Nai, and my dad Tatay or Tai, but we never use their first names or anything because that's really disrespectful.
Uh-oh. Looks like Felipe found himself a lady. In the past, it was customary for Filipino parents and other relatives to have a say in who their child could marry. These days, the rise of transnational households means that many Filipinos are more accepting of Western standards of spouse selection. That doesn't mean we have to like her, of course. More than anything, children are expected to care for their parents for life. While Westerners are okay with putting the elderly in rest homes, doing so in the Philippines is highly disrespectful. This is yet another example of the culture of collectivism in the Philippines, where everyone must do what they can to support the family, even if they live an ocean away.
No, when my parents are old, I either will send them to the Philippines so they can live out their lives however they want, or they will come to live with me and help me raise my children. No, I think family always comes first. A lot of the things you do is for your family, like being successful, going to school so you can be successful, to earn money for your family.
But it always goes back to the family.
Yeah, it always goes back to the family.
Well, kids, I'm about all out of time today. If anything you learned today was surprising or even overwhelming to you, it's important to realize and understand that culture does not adapt to you. You adapt to culture. I hope you can take what you've learned today and not only make better connections and make new friends, but also, hopefully, start a family of your own. Did that work at all?
I think so.